Have you ever had a friend that like, I guess let's say he's like a single guy, right? And he's talking about what he wants in a girl, or he's had experiences dating and kind of decided it wasn't for him. Like he was like, she was weird, or she was overbearing, or like, he's complaining about like things that didn't go right. When is it polite or fair to tell somebody that their standards are too high without making it feel like you're telling them that they're not good enough?
Oh, like they're too high for what he brings to the table?
Well, that would be, I guess, like where my mind is at when I'm thinking of someone and their standards being too high. I am thinking of that. I am thinking of like, for what you're bringing to the table. But that would like guaranteed hurt their feelings to tell them like, you don't bring enough, because in their mind they do.
My friend's brother is this exact thing, and like I haven't had a chance to have a sit down with them. Yeah. But he's in his 30s, and he's, to me, like the type of girls he wants is like your fucking gamer OnlyFans dream girl. Like I'm talking about like those hot streamer girls, and then like they're always in cosplay and like whatever.
That don't even exist in real life.
I want my girlfriend to be a cosplayer.
When they date guys though, so this is my thing with people is like, if that's your target, are you the type that's on the radar? And then so for him,
I subscribe to their OnlyFans. Yeah.
We talk all the time.
He's a simp, right? But he's not like, okay, if you think about the guys that they date, they usually date like Viet kind of guy, or like, Viet from ATI. Right?
Yeah.
Like goth boys, like they're fit goth bros, or like, or they're also like cool mystery like weeby guys. Yeah. They look like a K-pop
or a streamer or something. Yeah.
Mystery weeby guys.
And I'm like, that's my gripe with like people that are like, that's who you want, but you're not doing anything to. You have nothing in common. It's like you want an athletic girl, but you're a couch potato.
It does feel funny where it's like, obviously, if he wants that streamer girl, you're already picking from, I guess, a selection of women who are very image conscious. So you should be a guy that adds to that image. Because then they already think about that a lot, right? Yep. So I feel like it's interesting, because I had a situation with a buddy of mine, and he wasn't the one that had high standards. This dude normally does. But in our age now, he's the same age as me. He's been divorced before. And so he was dating this new girl. And then the new girl felt a little bit uncomfortable with some of his baggage that he had. Namely, at the time of meeting her, he still had family members of his ex-wife living in his house.
Tough,
oh, dude, yeah, that's way
tough.
Too connected.
Yeah, because at the time that they were married, she had relatives that he was helping out by letting them stay. Like, and this is relatives as in like a mom and her small son. So like they had their own whatever, and he's like, oh, it's okay, you can stay with me. But when their marriage didn't work out, he didn't feel right just kicking her out, Yeah. So he's like, the marriage didn't work out, we're still amiable. I want to still give you a place to stay for now. So that.
Who is the family member? How is that family member?
A sibling and the son.
Oh, so like ex-wife's like.
Ex-wife's sister and kid, yeah. So it was a little bit touchy, but that's its own situation. So when he met this new girl, the new girl, that was looking at it like, that's not the most ideal, but more so her family, the new girl's family, was like, that's not a good idea to get involved with him because he still has baggage. Yeah. But then this dude, and I was the same way. I'm like, yeah, that's pretty rough. But then my buddy was talking to her and kind of broke it down in a way that made a lot of sense to me too. He was just like, we're, in our 40s, we're trying to date, we're trying to make stuff happen. We're pretty lucky that that's the only baggage that
It's true. Yeah.
Like at that age when you're dating and there's a lot of people you can file through that everyone's going to have something at that age. You're going to have something. Like it's very hard to come across.
You don't got kids?
He doesn't have any kids of his own.
That's cool.
He doesn't have any of his own kids. Yeah. So he's like saying, I don't think you're in a bad spot necessarily. I still think I'm a pretty good catch considering the types of things you have to just deal with as an older person dating. Yeah. So then
he's pretty damn good person to like do this charity and not kick out the family after they broke up.
Yeah, I think it wasn't like he's not planning to let him stay forever, but it's one of the things where it wouldn't be fair to them that it's just a hard line, get out of my house.
Yeah. Like I get the sentiment, right? Because like your wife's sister, if you guys got married, she pretty much became your sister.
Yeah.
Right. So it's definitely connected, and I totally see where he's coming from. So he's taking care of his sister and his nephew or whatever.
Yeah.
But then when I go into relationships, like if I put myself in the chick's point of view, like if you're trying to build a relationship, if you can, and if you're not too far, like if you're already in love and then you find out stuff, fuck it, you know? Yeah. But if you're starting from scratch, I always feel like it's easier to start from a blank canvas if you can. If you can, yeah. Because there are like millions of fish in the sea too, you know?
Yeah. I think that's what he was trying to illustrate is that like it's the reality of dating in late stage dating is you're kind of picking and choosing which baggage is workable.
Yeah.
For sure.
Because there's no way that it's very rare that you're going to get to that age and not have something.
You're buying a used car.
Yeah.
The transmission could be fucked up or...
There could be kids in the car.
Yeah.
That's really true.
Yeah. So I thought that was interesting because, when it comes to standards, it's almost like you have to grade by the curve a little bit, depending on where you are, right?
Yeah. So like, is she in her 40s?
They're around similar age, yeah.
So I do think, like it's more realistic if you're starting to date at that age that there's going to be a lot of divorcees. Exactly. Most of the people that are single at that age are probably divorced, or if they never got into a marriage, like then there were complications.
Yeah. I mean, you got a whole life story behind you if you're 40 and something and trying to date, like that's a lot. I think like, when you're younger and you're dating, there's only so much you can find out about somebody. Yeah. But after 30 more years, like, damn.
I think there's like two ways I could look at it where like you try to go with the blank canvas, right? Yeah. So I was like, okay, if I go blank canvas, if I'm like fucking 40 something, fuck it. I'll try to look for someone that's maybe like 27 or 30 or 33 or whatever, like a little bit younger. Where maybe I'm not a blank canvas, but they are. Yeah. But then also at the same time, I also feel like if I've been divorced and I meet someone that also been divorced, maybe we'll both cherish this marriage 10 times more and not deal with bullshit. Because with blank canvases, there are blank canvas bullshit too. Because no one knows how good they had it either.
Yeah, for real.
Exactly, that's true.
Because sometimes you do see two divorcees, they come together and it's the perfect thing now.
They have perspective.
Yeah, they're like, I fucked up, and then they're like, yeah, I fucked up, and we're not gonna fuck up ever again.
Yeah. The experience.
Yeah,
I found it pretty interesting because this homie of mine, I've known him for over 35 years, and I've watched him go from like he used to be a very high standards guy. Like he'll just
so he dropped his standards each decade.
Well, I think his standards adjusted because he saw himself. But I think like it's one of those things where like when we were younger, this fool would look at hot ass models and be like, her forehead's too big. Her teeth are weird. like like that kind of guy. Yeah. And then like over time, I think like once he started to learn,
teeth don't matter that much.
or kind of like I guess like it depends on what that's weighed against.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you just like a person and they give you that warm feeling and you're secure with them and you're fine, I mean, maybe that stuff really doesn't come into play.
You're not stealing your shit.
Yeah, it's not like it makes their teeth look better. It just, it just kind of doesn't matter as much.
Yeah.
In the way that he's having to sell himself now as like, hey, I got these things that are weird and they're not ideal, but, weigh them for yourself, total these out, and if it's worth doing, then it can work, kind of a deal.
I think values change with age. So like what you value in a partner when you're in high school, there's nothing on the stakes. So you just want someone you find really attractive. Yeah. And then like you're not getting married. Like you're not really at high school, you're not thinking about that. Right. Then like as time progresses, you start going, I kind of want the mother of my kid to be smart. Or like you kind of want
that kind of.
Yeah. Or like you start thinking of other things where you're like, maybe she doesn't have to be super hot, but damn, dude, I I hope she's smart enough to be able to like work through issues and I don't have to deal with like a fucking moron, you know?
Yeah.
Or like someone who's maybe like mean. Like some people could be really mean spirited and they never like learn.
Yeah.
So you're just like, yeah, she's hot, but god damn, she's a psychopath, you know? Some people will deal with it, but I'm like, at one point, you're not gonna see her hot anymore because you're just like so fucking frustrated with how crazy she is.
Yeah, that's true.
You're 60, you're like, I just want a bitch that doesn't get seasick on cruise.
The simple things in life.
I just want to go on a fucking cruise and chill, dude.
Yeah.
And I think by the time you're at that age, if you meet someone you mesh with at all, that's extremely lucky. I think that's great for you. Why would you let it go because she had like a weird nose or something? You know, it's like you got to meet someone you vibe with.
Change when you're thinking about long term and like who's gonna be the mother of your child. Because like if you're still caught up on like wanting a stripper for a girlfriend, you know, you're just like you want her to look like a porn star.
Yeah.
You know, and then it's like, yeah, that might be chill and all, but then after a while, it's just like, yeah, but you only chose her for looks. That's it. You didn't choose her for anything else but someone that makes you hard.
You know what's different too is that when you're younger, you just you tend to have more people in your life when you're younger, right? Fair to say. And I think like you think about other people's reactions on who you end up with. Like in an earlier age, you're like, I want people to be like, damn, dope, bro. Like you know, you got a good one.
Big ass crush on this tomboy, and just because I thought my friends were gonna clown on me. This is like maybe 6th grade, 7th grade. I didn't like make any moves, even though I found out she had a crush on me too.
Wasn't that your friend's sister or something?
My friend's cousin.
Yeah.
But then you care about stupid shit, you know?
Yeah, you care about it. But I think as life goes, you know less and less people as you get older, and that's also less reason to care.
I could have been with that butch ass bitch.
Oh, you could have been a Filipino freaking tomboy. That's heaven.
Filipino tomboy.
Best of both worlds.
That sounds crazy. Filipino tomboy.